Hello, darling. Come in, come in.
Howdy, stranger.
Spiritually Rogue Podcast, weekly with Braxton and April Roane. When the world goes crazy, it's time to go rogue. Sundays, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're going where we've never gone before, and we're taking you with us.
Oh my God!
Let's go rogue.
3, 2,
Incoming!
1, 0.
We're on a mission from God.
Put your ear to the speaker.
Crank it up. It'll knock your socks off. And now, this.
Ta-da!
Hello, everybody.
Hello, guys. All right. I want to make sure if those of you who are on here, look at that. We already got a comment. Perfect. Just keep me. This is our gorgeous Denise. Just give me a thumbs up to let me know you guys can hear us and there are no technical
Well, I'm kind
issues.
of disappearing a little bit.
I
But
know.
We'll figure that
We'll
one out.
figure the green screen thing out. Last year we did have a lot of last week. This is how our brains are going. Thank you, my gorgeous. So last week we did the black background and we had a lot of comments. There's Tony, which is my Tammy. Hello, beautiful. Yes.
Yeah, we were floating heads.
We were
last
floating
week.
heads last week. So we decided if you want to see, this is kind of cool because this is Braxton and Madison, our daughter, at the Gulfstream Hotel. Brax and Maddie did some
A photo shoot.
like
Yeah.
horror makeup, but it was to honor the souls at the Gulfstream Hotel in Lake Worth, Florida, which is a very special place in my heart.
I know I miss that place. I miss Scotty and all them too, you know. So Scotty, if you're
Yeah.
watching, we miss you.
We do miss you.
I mean, that place was so crazy. That's where we saw the
Look, we have hope. Always. I love it. I love when
always.
she
Well, you have it on
shows
your
up.
arm, so
I do hope. I always say I have you tattooed right on my wrist.
But the
Hello,
Gulfstream's where we
gorgeous.
saw that apparition walk from the wall to on the flare. Remember?
On the flare.
Or you call it the flare.
I can't ever do it right, but you always see it like on Ghost Hunters or the machine that shows the hot and the cold. And man, Earl and Marie Tufts, we love you, we miss you. But Earl had his flare, and it was several stories up. It's an abandoned, actually, it's a closed down hotel. It's an old
Yeah.
hotel from the 1920s, and there's no one in that hotel. So when we saw that,
No one alive anyway.
right. I've never seen that with my naked eyes. I had to put clothes back on them. No,
Yes.
I've never seen that before, and it was powerful because we always say it's not real or they edit it. Well, we were not taping a show,
No.
so
We were just there to research and get in contact. I mean, there was so much contact with the poor little girl that lost her life there, and there were a lot of other souls that were there. That I mean, it was a hotel at one point in time, so there's a lot of souls that go through it. Speaking of hotel, I have to brag on my wife a little bit.
You're sweet.
I'm extremely proud of her right now, and I've been proud of her, but this is like a huge accomplishment. I mean, she's worked at Casadega, which you have to be on point to
That's
be
my
a reader
home.
at Casadega.
Casadega
Exactly.
Hotel's my home.
But to me, living in Texas my whole life, being from Texas, speaking at History Haunts and Legends in Jefferson for the last, I mean, that's where I started speaking, actually. Thank you, Jody.
Oh, that's so cool.
But being there and knowing the Jefferson Hotel is one of the most haunted hotels
Yeah.
around, and it's been on every
Presidents
show.
have stayed there, like
It's-
older presidents.
I mean, it's been on every show. It's been on every program. It's been mentioned everywhere. It's making the news.
It's always made the news.
It's
yeah.
always while it's been open. Now the current owners are friends of ours, and I used to work for Jeremy at Paranologies when Paranologies first started, and it's changed a lot. It's
He's
a
gotten busy.
huge upgrade, and he's extremely piled with orders. But and we just thought we were busy back in the day. Now he's really busy. But the hotel has pretty much made my wife their in-house psychic. So that's huge. And
Yes.
I'm proud of you. I'm
Thank
proud of you.
you.
And I wanted to thank Jeremy and Pam for the accommodations that they put together for her.
Oh my gosh. We did
Like, wow. They really kind of messed with us a little bit because they said, you know, they were going to make a room for her to do readings or whatever. And then we got there, she said there were people waiting, and we're like, oh, okay, well, we're hurrying, you know, because she's been starting to do readings there. So they told us that there were people waiting. So we hurried and got there really quickly. And then they told us, well, did you ever clean that room out? They were talking to each other.
Well, yeah, because I don't care. I have done readings in attics. I've done readings in bathrooms at cemeteries. You know, the Lord sends me where I need to go. So I'll roll with it.
So anyway, they take us in this room behind the front desk, and wow, okay. The setup that they have for her is just out of this world.
You.
I mean, when Jeremy does something, even Pam said it, he goes above and beyond.
Oh.
And it looks so cool in there. It's like the perfect space for her to hold space for loved ones and things to come through. So we're looking forward to being in Jefferson, Texas a lot more. And I'm proud of you, babe. I just wanted to say that real quick.
Thank you.
So that's my good news piece for this.
You're so cute. Thank you. Let me tell you,
You're disappearing when you turn your head, though. It's scary, yeah, in the Gulf Stream, right by my ghost.
I know, but look at the makeup on that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Show them, Maddie. That's my kid. Look at that. What? Anyway, I made all that. I did the makeup. I did his bullet hole. Again, I need to thank War Party Paranormal for letting just so much of my past is there. I love that. All right. So, I did not expect what Pam and Jeremy did for me. It is the little room behind the old check-in desk at the Jefferson. So it is, you walk in, and if you've ever seen those vintage psychic medium pictures of old seances and the mediums are spewing plasma, it looks like that. I almost spewed plasma. I was so excited.
Oh my God.
It's beautiful.
That would have freaked me out a bit.
Oh, I would have been like, video. If you follow us on TikTok, look up at Spiritually Rogue Podcast. I think it's Braxton and April. You'll find us. But we did a live video where I walked you through the lobby and into my sacred space.
It's pretty cool.
It is cool. Thank you for being proud of me. But I can't do me without you. So every time you're like, I hate just standing here. Every woman needs arm candy.
Don't make me.
Please follow TikTok because it is
we have fun.
We do. I took a quick snapshot of him sitting in the lobby, and he's very handsome to me. So, you know, I get to do these adventures with my knight and shining armor. So, you know, that's kind of exciting. And I wanted to upload the video, but you'll have to just go to TikTok and watch us go rogue, literally, in more ways than one.
Yeah, the place is just so cool. And the room that they have for you, I just can't wait for you to start, you know, getting a lot of traffic through the room, because this is the first time I've ever known for an in-house psychic to be at any of the hotels. If I'm wrong, please in the comments let me know. But I really don't think that they've ever had a steady in-house psychic that's, you know,
I'm just new. I'm new to East Texas, native Floridian, South Florida. You know, Miami.
Well, we could tell when you were doing the deal at the Haywood House, and you were saying the horses that you were hearing were bigger than regular Texas horses.
Right, because I could see these Texas horses out here. They're beautiful.
They're called quarter horses. They're just little. They're not Texas horses. They're just like quarter horses. Or
well, in Florida, we are those. Is that a crocodile or is that an alligator?
Yeah, I know.
So that's what we do. Is that a roach or is it a dinosaur? That's Florida. But Texas has really big bugs. So everyone's like, it's beautiful. Go out into nature. No, I
She-
run.
There was a
shutting
stick
the
bug
windows.
about this long when we first moved here, and she goes, "What in the hell is that?" And I said, "Oh, that's a stick bug." What? And then I
Yeah.
went over there to make it move, and she was freaking out, like, "Don't make that sucker fly at me." So yeah,
Nope.
yeah. Anyway, we're gonna get into the show tonight, and
Yes.
we're gonna have a lineup kind of like free flowing.
Thank you, Aaron. Really quickly, yes, we're gonna have a free flowing
We're
talk
gonna
tonight.
go with the flow.
We're gonna go with the flow, but we're gonna go into stuff that most people say. We're gonna turn the news off because this is why I don't watch the news. There's something really important that we're gonna talk about tonight because it involves all of us.
Yes.
It involves all of us. So, yes, I will be doing readings. I'm going to be putting up the calendar on my website, aprilroane.com. You can go to the Jefferson historic Jefferson Hotel page. Jeremy's going to be putting some information on the website, and you'll be able to come and do readings with me in person. Aaron has been with me. Aaron did some stuff with me in Casadega, and to my beautiful Hotel Casadega. I love you. I miss you. So every time I'm in Florida, I will be going home. It's you guys need to go to Casadega, Florida. It's the psychic mecca of the world. Pretty cool. All right. So,
Well, when you were before this year even started, you always channel, which I can't be a part of. I can't watch because this is my wife, and she changes in more ways than just her voice. Her face changes, everything changes, and so it freaks me out just a little
I'm
bit.
gonna spew split pea soup one day.
Well, I don't even know about that, but
Look,
I can
there's
tell
a
you.
Nason.
What now?
We've spotted a Nason.
Oh my god. Anyway, what was I saying?
When I channel, you
Yeah,
don't like to watch it.
I do not like to watch it, but you channeled that before this year started, it was going to be the year of war. And guess
Yes.
what?
I know people are like, yeah, duh.
I mean, and the thing is, and you got these messages and you've shared them, and then come to find out we're watching videos and stuff of the war.
Yes.
And there's other spiritual mediums and psychics that have come up with the same message. So Spirit is sending out to all his light worker, all their light workers. We got to get together here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of darkness going on, a lot of division, a lot of judgment, a lot of hate,
Mhm.
a lot of unnecessary violence in so many areas, and it's in places that you don't even expect it. We're not even going to talk about that part, but the Ukraine thing has been bothering me. All the little stuff that's going on in Hollywood doesn't really matter to me. It's I mean, I don't care how many millions of dollars people are making on making movies. I'm caring about these innocent people that are being obliterated. And then I don't know. It just bothers me. Being an empath, it hurts. I don't know that I could handle being out of my home without food, walking for 3 days. I bitch about walking in Walmart. So I can't even imagine
Babe, can I go sit in
walking
the
3
car?
days. Yeah.
Here's my lunch stuff for the week. I'm gonna go sit in the car. Perfect.
I wouldn't be a good walker to another country.
No.
I would suck at that. Just saying. And
Well-
I feel for these people so much that they're having to even go through this. And it's all for what? That's what kills me is it's all for what?
Well, you brought up something that was really important, that it's easy for us to pass over. People who have watched me do live stuff for the last few years. I've been doing it 13 years. But December 30th in 2019, if you are on my Facebook page, go down to the videos. It's recorded. People are like, oh my God, it's weird. I channeled Archangel Gabriel.
Oh, yeah.
Roll with it, please. It was new for me also. But what Gabriel said was very powerful, because Gabriel said many will die. Again, this was December 30th, 2019. And Gabriel was talking about 2020, where we're headed. And many did die in 2020, and in lots of different ways. But if you watch the whole message, it wasn't about the dying. So Spirit this year, October, November-ish, A lot of the live videos, when I go live, I do channeling. You know, watch it, because when I'm channeling, it's probably not going to come out again the same. So this past fall, Spirit showed up and said 2022 will be the year of war. Now watch. The ego immediately jumps up and says, yeah, duh. Again, I'm going to use the date. This was recorded live in 2021, October, November 2021. So this is Spirit saying, I'm here. Here's what's coming up. Understand that is going to be loud and a big distraction, but here's the bigger message. It is the year of truth and clarity. And I say, whoa, but then I go into, well, look, you're right. There's war with Ukraine's God. And then Spirit says, but wait a second, year of truth and clarity. All of you have been at war within yourselves for eons. The only reason that Ukraine is happening, or fights at schools. Okay, what the hell? There's so much violence and low vibes and ego, defend, protect, push against. And I am not saying that free speech and, safe protesting is not okay. What I am saying is that until we each realize that we are each at war within ourselves, we're never going to solve the bigger battle. We're never going to do it, because you're not transparent with yourself. You constantly tell yourself, I'm happy over there. And then we come up with 9 million reasons why we can't be happy right now. Money, the minute money changes, we're either happy or we're not happy. There's blame. There's so much going on within each of us that we're flying through this life. And Spirit is now coming live all the time saying, here I am. Here I am. So, year of war. Holy shit. Beep. I didn't do a video for the beep, did I? No, not yet. That's coming. That's definitely
okay
coming.
though. Shit's mild compared to what slips out of my mouth sometimes.
Yeah. So yeah, we're at this space in our world, in our own species evolutionary process. Think about that. We are a part of a species. We're evolving. I swear, sometimes it looks like someone's walking behind you in the window, like moving the curtain. That's freaky. Here's my daughter. All right. So, we're at war within ourselves. So we immediately want to say, but my mom did that. And then my dad did that. And here's why. And we're going to be caught up in the bigger disconnect, because it's easy. Energy attracts energy. We're going to get sucked right in. So this bigger year of war is important, that as we are watching things unfold, not everybody knows how to handle.
You're disappearing.
Oh no, not everybody knows how to handle contrast or a battleground the same. In fact, think of how we were taught to fight. Yay. Can I have a round of applause for all of the passive aggressive people in the house? Yay. So, we're each processing a lot of this stuff in ways that only we have access to. And we're constantly worried about everybody else's ways, So, anywho, there is war. There's war everywhere, including within our earth. She's pissy, very upset.
Wouldn't you be?
Yes.
I mean, we've kind of abused the hell out of her.
Yes.
We didn't take care of her very well. We're
No.
still not doing a very good job of it. So she's kind of pissed off because her should we say her earthly body is going to
Yes.
shit in a handbasket pretty quick.
Well,
I mean, we need to do something to help stop it, or there ain't going to be no us to worry about. You know
right.
what I mean? That's what scares me, is that we need all these icebergs and stuff that are melting. We need all this shit.
Yeah,
And she's mad. She's
she's
mad.
very mad. You used a word earlier that I thought was really powerful, an
What's that?
empath.
What's that?
You said being an empath, I'm feeling this year of war. So
Well,
keeping
yeah. It's hard to
keeping
watch. And
yeah.
she likes to keep up with what's going on and watch some of it. But I get to a point where I just can't because it infuriates me. It's like watching Hitler all over again, and I wasn't here, but it's almost like a recurring nightmare for it's different but the same.
True. And we don't have to shove our face in it.
No, we don't. And that's the thing. I feel helpless because we can send stuff over there to help, but we have to be careful too because this man is insane and he has his hand on a button that could pretty much
Right.
end us all. And so you have to be careful and walk, that's why NATO, like you were saying, that's why they're kind of trying to play it as safe as they can because this is a very touchy
Yeah.
area. And because of the standings and the rules and all the stuff they've laid out, they kind of can't interfere to a point.
I know, but it gets political and it
I know.
gets weird
And it sucks because there are innocent people dying for no reason.
yeah.
So that's what empathically that bothers me because I can't stand to see these little kids' faces that are having to walk for 3 days. I saw a news report and this little boy was in a car. They had some really cool people had picked them up. They were walking for 3 solid days and they were trying to get to Poland, I believe, or something. And this couple picked them up and this little boy, they recorded him and they said, thanks to you guys, we're not having to walk anymore. And I'm hungry. Like,
Mm,
and just seeing his little face and he's like 8 years old, him
yeah.
having to go through that. It's like, I don't know. Sometimes I think we're so ungrateful here, like we don't have to deal with that, and I thank God every day that we don't live in a country that has to deal with that, and then the mother and her 2 kids, they're trying to get out of there and they were just
Well,
shot
but we
down.
do actually deal with that. This country has so much families, so many families still living in their own cars, and I
Well, I
think
understand that, but I'm just saying,
compared to
to
what
this
Ukraine
to
is
this
going
is
through.
to this scale, and these poor little kids freezing there. I mean, I understand there's a lot of homeless here in America. I understand that, but these people are trying to escape war, being shelled, and they think it's a safe path, and then they get shot down. I mean, it's a different situation,
Yeah.
than the homeless situation here, which is out of control. But that's a whole nother show.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
But the year of war has been a little testing for all of us because we all are sitting back watching and feeling like we can't help, you know. And this Zelensky guy, holy moly.
I'm going to vote for him anyway. I think I'm going to just write him in on our
And
ballot.
the poor
I'm
guy has
just
aged like 40 years in the past, 3 months. I mean,
but this is great because that shows everything you've said is relative to what a war is. Now imagine all of that constantly going on within each of us.
mhm.
I mean, people, we shrug it, we push it off, but
We don't want to deal with it a lot of the times because whatever caused it's never a good situation that causes trauma in you.
correct.
And having
However,
to deal with it sometimes is just an ugly deal. And sometimes a lot of people just don't want to do it.
I get that. I get that
That's a lot of the
until
reason.
my boss, which is higher power, tells me this is the year of war. The masses will duke it out, leave them alone. They will come home to me. All of those still standing. You are all black sheep. You have always been black sheep because I needed you on the outside anyway. You were never meant to fit in. So here's the message for the bigger picture. So I have access to that. And I watch everything going on in families still that are refusing to learn how to communicate. I'm watching people still use war to justify why they're going to remain imbalanced at war, not at ease. And I'm not saying everyone needs to dive into childhood trauma, But what I am saying is we can't solve bigger issues externally until we love and nurture and figure out and even show up compassionately to handle some of the bigger issues inside of us. That's all. And that was my bigger point was the bigger pandemic this year. I think way too many of us have very good reasons as to why this is not my monkey. This is not my circus.
Well, I think COVID and the lockdown changed so much for so many people. And, the divorce rate went up like exponentially, they said, which is really sad.
Yeah.
Domestic violence went up, just insane numbers. And it's sad, but you get to really know somebody when you have to stay in the proximity of them day in, day out.
Mhm.
Hey, babe, we did good.
We did great.
We
I had a lot of people telling me that their job was their escape plan and they didn't know it.
Yeah, and they were like, God, I don't know how long I can do this staying with my family. I needed to go to work. Like, this is something I have to have. And
That's an internal battle.
yeah, it is. And I don't know. I'm happy where I'm at, thank God. You know what I mean? And I didn't have a problem with the lockdown. I actually could have done it a little bit longer. I'd have been all right with that.
Yeah.
I don't know about financially, but that's kind of another whole story too. But you have to look inside sometimes at some of the actions that or the reactions that you have to people sometimes come from those internal battles. And could be childhood trauma, could be adult trauma.
Mhm.
I mean, it doesn't have to always go back to your childhood, but people battle with addiction internally. That's a battle,
Mhm. Even if it's not your addiction. So many of us deal with other people's addictions.
Oh God, yeah. Well,
And we're still not talking about any of it because they're still not going to meetings.
yeah.
I mean, we have to really look at the boxes we have in the house. We have to look at the lies we tell ourselves. We have to why? Because our earth cannot hold and sustain this type of living any longer. I can't make this shit up. Like, I'd love to be like, we've got like eons, which we do. The earth isn't dying, but she's going where we've never gone. And because we're riding her ass, literally, we're going too. And we're either going to vibe higher. Yeah, we're going to vibe higher.
You can't turn and look at me anymore.
I know. I just love looking at you. We're going to vibe higher, or we're going to not be
We ain't
here.
gonna be vibing at all.
And that's okay, because then we're going to be on the other side. There's no such thing as time or war. It's kind of beautiful. Why are we here anyway, right? But there's billions of us on this planet right now, more than ever documented.
Even after every one of the COVID deaths and every one of the, deaths associated with it.
Babies are coming.
Yeah. My
What in tarnation?
Yeah, babies are coming. Yeah, well,
And
yours make
my
yours
family makes them like hotcakes, literally. I'm like, wow.
beautiful hotcakes.
They are so cute. Oh,
But
anyway.
the kids these days are tapped and tuned and turned on.
And they are gonna be no bullshit kind of kids. I mean, my kid the other day, I was spending time with Logan, and I said something, and it was kind of judgy, and he like called my ass out, like, and
Yeah.
they're being who the hell they want to be.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Whoa. I always knew he was an old soul from the day he was born. I said, we just gave birth to an old man here. And sure enough, he's an old soul.
But they don't need to learn. They don't need to learn. Kids these days don't need to learn intuition. They need to learn how to listen to it and apply it. Kids these days don't need to learn how to fight. They need to learn how to be more peace-filled. How do I allow this? How could you
They
please
need to
show
receive
me?
more love.
Show me how to be spiritually human, Mom. Show me. Most of us will find that our kids are actually forcing us to learn lessons we've always had to learn within ourselves. That's the beautiful part of all of this. At no point did Spirit ever say that God is worried about this year. At all. At all. So, when we're sitting here and in our space, even though we may go past the channel, it's important that you okay?
Yeah, I just don't want you to keep turning towards me
It's so
because you're
hard.
not, the audience can't see you.
So I
So just
have
look at me
to
there.
handle the little dashboard here. Otherwise, we'd have this way back there.
Well, I'm kind of disappearing. I don't know what's.
Maybe you come back.
Lean back.
Yeah, we
lean
could
back.
totally lean back, but then we're green, like Slimer. All right. So, what was I saying? It was important.
No cooking necessary, no assembly required.
All right. So, it's important that we really take inventory of where we are within ourself. Are we blaming? I know people are like, I can't deal with this spiritual deep shit. You can't deal with the spiritual stuff until it affects your spirit. Trust me. When people lose control over the things they thought they had control of the entire time, it's amazing how spiritual it gets. I have to open up to the grand papa. But it's just, and I know people are like, oh, she's the Pied Piper. No, hello, Reba. Reba's gorgeous. I wish you could see her. That's my Reba. All right. So yeah, so you were gonna find ourselves where we've never been before. Never been here before. Why? Because our elders couldn't teach us certain things that they didn't have. So we're technically like hybrids. We are.
None of us come with instruction manuals.
Let me fulfill my vampire fantasies, please.
Okay.
No, we literally are hybrids. The thing is, we have the knowing. We have the old soul awareness. And I don't think all of us have come this far to change the channel. Can we change Ukraine? No, not overnight. But we can change the ignorance of how we respond to things. Do you know, I watch the news, I cry, and I start zapping people in areas with light. That's what I do. I could feel where humanity is hurting, and then my wheels start going.
Yeah, it's so tough for me to watch. I can't do it with those kids. I just can't do it. And those mothers that are just trying to, and the guys are standing up, going back, trying to fight for their country. And man, you have to take your hats off for them because they could have fled. They could have took off and said, I'm out of here. No, they're going, no, I'm going back and I'm going to fight for my country. That's how it should be.
Oh yeah.
In
America,
this Zelensky guy that's leading this whole thing is like, I can't even with this guy. Like if we had leaders that strong,
if we had a nation, if you just watched how the Ukraine people talk about each other,
it's way different over there.
America has
too much division.
Politics is not even politics anymore. It's disgusting. And I don't care what side you're on. All sides of today's politics is disgusting.
Yeah.
It's upsetting. It's adding to the chaos and the conflict. In America, we don't fight with each other for freedom. We fight against each other for freedom. We fight against each other.
That's not how I was, that's not how it was told to me the way it was supposed to be from our forefathers. It was supposed to be much different than it is now.
Right.
And, I don't know, like it seems like we're going backwards instead of forwards. And it's painful. I always said my mom didn't raise me. I didn't see all this hatred and division and nastiness to each other when my mom was raising me. She kept me away from all that. So when I learned that the world was so nasty, and that there was so much hate in the world, I was shocked. I was like, whoa, I had no idea. 9/11 blew my mind with the hate and how one person could do that much damage. Like lead people to believe certain things to
It's shocking.
it is. And I was like, whoa, I had no clue there was that much hate. And then this that I'm watching now is like, what is your point? Like, what exactly is your point?
Do you know that in
Control.
chaos and conflict, though, babe, in chaos and conflict, there really is never going to be a point.
I understand that. I just thought there may be some reason. What is your good reason for doing all this? There is no good reason.
No, there isn't.
There's never going to be a good reason for that. So anyway, the internal battle that these leaders must be going through, the inner turmoil that they're going through, this is why they make decisions the way they do, and why they're so hateful and nasty to other people sometimes, because of what they're going through in their own minds, in their own hearts, in their own souls.
Well,
some people are just dark like that.
Not everybody is here to step into their light. They're just not going to, and that's okay.
Well, without darkness, there is no light.
Correct. So many of us wanted to come to this planet to find our magnificence. And how could we shine more and illuminary more than we've ever shined if we can't do it at a time when there is so much darkness?
Yeah.
So I could care less what Putin's point is. I am shocked that the powers that be internationally have not stepped in more in different ways. It's almost like we're a lot more afraid than we are confident. And it's apparent everywhere. When I was little, I thought presidents and policemen and teachers and they were all like gods and goddesses. And now I'm older, and
we've just seen so much change in
Yeah.
all of it.
Well, I just think people are at conflict and chaos within themselves. So we can't change the world, but what we can do, what Spirit's saying this whole year, is be where you are in your space and make sure that you're aligned with what is true for you. What's true for you? You're going to start looking around at your friends, at the job you're working at the relationships you keep fighting for. Are you fighting for your freedom, or are you fighting against your truth? Yes, I'm going to go deep very quickly, because when Spirit says, look, people will come back to me after years of having a reading because something changed them. Something changes people. Life changes us. I didn't do this 20 years ago. I was in corporate America. Thank God for some of the people I worked with. But, I think so many of us are trying to find our truths instead of being where we are, courageously living it. I think that's the bigger problem. We don't know how to be courageous because we're taught so often all the stuff that we are is wrong and bad.
Yeah.
I mean, really think about it. Just think of the small, massive wars that we have endured in our own families.
Yeah.
Am I boring you?
No, I used to always say that if you look up dysfunction in the dictionary, that there'd be a photo of the Roanes in there.
Well, we joke about it, but
we do
truth
joke
is,
about it, but some of the shit that went on in a lot of our families ain't anything to joke about. I know a lot of us have went through addiction, and a lot of us have went through cancer and alcoholism and abuse, and I mean, there's so much that we've all went through. I'm sure of it. I don't really know one person in my whole entire life that had a rosy ass childhood all the way through.
No.
Like no one. So everyone has a story. Everyone
Everybody-
has hurt and pain from their childhood of some sort, whether it been in their parents got divorced.
Well, everybody,
twice, separated 9 times.
what's
I'm not sure
traumatic
about
for some people is not traumatic for others.
that. Exactly.
What's a private family matter for some people is not a private family matter for others.
Mhm.
Some of us were taught to talk about it. Some of us were taught to beat it out of other people. And some of us were taught to just throw it under the rug. But nonetheless, all of that behavior multiplied by each and every individual is now creating this massive year of war. I mean, really, you walk out of the front door, so many of us feelers can feel it. We can feel the disconnect. You know, in the beginning of the year, Spirit said, always in my ear, oh, so many realities are branching off this year. And I'm like, what do you mean realities branching off? How many? Well, as many as there are people. That means billions of us living in our own individual perceptive realities.
And they don't all match.
And they don't all match. Ask yourself on one hand, and then be honest. Thank you. Self.
Well, I don't have a mirror to look in. I'm looking in here. So
self. How many truly happy and healthy relationships can you count on one hand? I'm not saying people don't love each other, but happy and healthy, balanced. Honestly, one.
Closest I could freaking get to any of that. Yeah.
Yes. Fourth marriage, right? People are like, whatever.
And it ain't been an easy ride. We've had some bumps and
we've had some
bruises
battles. Yep.
Had to go through some. Well, we also had to fight some battles together, not at each other.
No, paranormal stuff.
Yeah.
Which brought us closer. Really got us to a point where faith was all I had left, and
all I had to rely on.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get into that one day, but
yeah.
This pandemic is a bigger pandemic. You know, if you think about it, our elders, we do it the same way they've always done it. Well, we do it the same way the church does it. We do it the same way the school board does it. We do it the same way healthcare does it. And that same way is making us all
something
sick.
Ain't working.
Something isn't working.
It's insane. Isn't that what they call insanity? Doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results.
Oh, I wish I had my song from high school. Insane in the membrane. Yeah. So it does.
High school.
Insanity.
I'm like in the bars at this point in time. She's in high school.
I was class of 95.
9-year difference.
So if we can't be transparent and honest with ourselves, even saying, whoa, I'm totally deathly afraid of this thought, of this feeling, of this reality. If we can't be transparent with the reality we're living, think of this, guys. We're only adding to the bigger vibration. That's war.
She gets real deep.
I have to.
Sometimes I go, can we just have like a stupid conversation, like basic dumb shit?
We can. And look, Siri wants to do it. They say dumb shit. Weekend. Let's look. Siri wants to do it. They say dumb shit. Weekend. Let's do it. Really, we're going to do this.
Oh, so you can't see, but Siri's tripping.
Okay, thanks.
I think she's wrote her rap song.
Okay, let's see if she can look this up now.
No, she just shut down. There you go.
Siri said no. So we're talking about the bigger pandemic.
Yeah, so let's talk about what people can do to maybe
how to do this.
How to do it. We can talk about it all day long. The problem is some people are like, okay, so what the hell do I do to help myself?
Exactly.
And I know what you're going to say. I know the first thing you're going to say because I know you.
Let's see if any of them know what I'm going to say.
I'm going to give you 30 seconds.
Hello, my gorgeous.
But if you know April, you know exactly what that one word.
What's the one thing
one word
each of us can do? The one thing, hello, look at my two girls. Oh, I love it. I love it.
Blind.
Yes. So I actually read her. I can't, these aren't my readers. And I know it's Deborah. Am I doing it right? Thank you.
Yeah.
My Puso. So that's where I was at. But I read them on Sheila's radio show, Road Talk Radio. And then I got to meet them last year at History, Haunts, and Legends. And I always love doing like readings, like people I don't know, and then meeting them because it's powerful. It just is. So I love you guys. And it's so good to see you here. So we're talking about being transparent, how to be transparent with yourself, how to grow up How do
Sometimes adulting really does suck.
because we were not taught how to adult correctly.
Yeah.
We were not taught how to adult correctly in a way that's true for us. Because my adulting involves meditation. My adulting involves
Did anybody get the word?
the word.
The one word.
She's so cute. We love you and Braxton. This is going to be a love it fest. I love it. The one way that we can start is free, and there is no copay. I know people are like, don't say the B word.
Yeah.
Breathe.
Yeah.
Breathe.
It's easy. You got to
Breathe.
do that anyway.
Have you ever had a conversation with yourself and you were present for it?
I wouldn't admit that.
Where you're thinking, you're in your brain. Are you ever there asking yourself, are these thoughts true for me? Or am I entertaining a bunch of bullshit? Am I just going in circles and spewing in my own stuff?
Trying to make excuses for it.
Just where am I? What am I doing? Is what I'm doing hurtful to me? Is this going to make me angry or is this going to inspire me? It's hard. People's brains break. So we breathe.
And you point at me.
Yes.
People's brains break.
See, you were watching it on live television. I could hear wheels go.
Broken.
And it's so simple. Can you read that?
No.
I know. Where are your glasses?
Oh God, I don't even know, but I'll try to work these
We
out.
have so many readers laying around
these
the
got
house.
left at our house at Christmas, and I don't even know whose they belong to.
Okay.
We don't like to admit or
Self-honesty
see
is
our
difficult.
own weaknesses or faults, but that is part of self-healing. Yeah, let me tell you something. That
Well said.
Yeah, perfectly said. Because when you got to look at yourself sometimes and the shit that you've done, you need to either make amends with those people, or if they're not around anymore, somehow you need to work that through, because there are some things that I've done in my life when I was way younger that I wish to God I could change or take back or do over. We don't get a do over. So
we do.
You always tell me, kind of get your shit taken care of here so that you don't come to me in the afterlife and be like, hey, I kind of
Please.
screwed this shit up and I need your help right now, and keep you up on that.
Right. Like, let's do it proactively.
Let's
be
fix
proactive
our stuff now. Right. So anyway, it's some of the stuff that we have to look at within ourselves is not pretty. And if we don't deal with it, it's just it just builds up and builds up and builds up. It's almost like and this is not, I don't even know if I should use this as an example, but my uncle's addiction. Okay, he was addicted to heroin for years and years and years, and then he got clean, right? He was clean for 1.5 years, but all that shit that he didn't deal with was still building up, right?
Mhm.
And all that addiction's still there. One time he went out and relapsed and it killed him, right? You gotta, if it builds up and builds up and builds up, it's gonna make you sick. It could kill you. I mean, depending on what it all is that you're
by the time we're numbing, because I think all of us have a vice, some form or another, including avoidance. That could be a drug, technically. But I think if we have to choose a way to numb something, we're already aware of it.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So to numb stuff and to avoid it, to walk away from it, that's not working, but that behavior is often what we've been told and shown. Like, this is what I'm doing. Like, what else do some of us have to compare to, right? So many of us are learning new ways. Again, self-care. I was raised in the 70s and 80s. 80s, right? High school in the 90s. Self-care wasn't a thing. You self-cared when you PMS'd. That's what you did. Or it was always the vision of grab the ice cream and cry, vent with your girlfriends. That isn't self-care. It's great shit. Don't get me wrong. But venting with our girlfriends needs to be about what our castles are going to look like, what our babies look like, what are they doing to change the world, how are we feeling, what flower is our favorite flower now, is there a recipe that we could make that is just amazing? We often don't come together and celebrate and talk about the good stuff, which is why you wanted to do like a segment, which we're going to be doing. This will be evolving, guys.
And that's the thing that made me, I think, even more disappointed is that when I looked for news stories that were good, heart-filled
Yep.
news stories, because we have so much bad on the news, so much bad on the radio, so much violence. Oh, sorry. So much violence against each other, in this world, and so much judgment and hate and division. It's like, oh my God, can I just find something that's just happy that
Yes.
somebody did good?
Yes.
So we can change the vibe. If everybody tells good, then more good will come than all this nastiness. And I'm just sick of it. Like, I can't even watch the news anymore because there's nothing good about it.
But this is where we change.
And I had a hard time finding it. I could find all the shit about murders and robberies and rapes and sex trafficking.
Yep.
But it was hard to find good stories about things that are good and people that are good that still are around in our world, because we hear about all the bad and it's like it gets so old.
But this is why it's okay to toot your own horn. What's the one thing that is the most important thing is the peace within yourself. It's finding that peace within yourself, not functioning. God never said you better function. You're never going to feel like you're functioning when you're at war inside. Chaos and conflict are not peace-filled.
No.
So again, so many of us are aware that we're coming out of battle, our childhood, our exes, we're having all this awareness, but we can't change the channel without stopping first and making peace with ourselves, letting ourselves maybe hurt a little bit. And instead of changing that, but holding space for the good stuff that we've done. I can't watch the Sarah McLachlan animal commercials.
God, no. That kills me.
But we've rescued 11.
Actually, 12.
12.
With Boots.
And then the ones that passed.
And then Doc.
Ivy.
The dog.
I know.
That's not our dog. But
yeah, there's a dog now.
Guards our house like he is.
Sweet. He doesn't know how to be spoiled, so I'm learning him.
Learned. He's going to learn.
So this is why you're a hybrid.
So they can breathe.
They can breathe, but you have awareness in the moment where you can choose different. Our parents, loved ones, people that came before us, and some of the people right around us now don't know that. I said to God showed me dolphins, and I was like, oh, it's so nice that we're still more evolved than they are. And God said, no, you're not. I said, are you kidding me? And God says, no, dolphins don't mess up their homes. That's true. And I'm not talking like sweeping. If you think about it, dolphins don't mess up their homes. They travel in pods. They use their sonar. They just flip and live. I mean,
no pun
intended. That's my dolphin noise. I do a little.
Please don't whinny.
Whinny, and now that's a dolphin noise. So anyway, I'm really excited about the stuff, the changes that are coming this year. I have to say, the hotel, the Jefferson Hotel, has a past. A lot of places in Jefferson, there's, every place has some dark history. I find that God loves shoving me right in it. Loves it, right?
Well, you're a light worker.
Exactly.
That's what this whole thing's about. Now, look, our last couple of years, and I'm going to go ahead and admit it's been a real shit show in this world. So it can't do anything but get better from here, right? I mean, seriously, that's what we're hoping for.
Yep.
And so we're hoping for all of you guys to have an amazing week.
Yeah. I want you all to have a week of truth and clarity. Look, we're going to drop seeds. We're going to plant seeds. I may not be able to grow green. I've tried. Every flower dies. You all will see.
See, you got to really be careful when you say grow green.
A green thumb I do not have. But we
are not growing green. We can't even keep an ivy alive. No.
Ba-dum-ba.
We even tried that. You even tried the avocado seed thing, and that dudded out too, didn't it?
Yeah, twice, 3 times a lady.
My mom could put one of them in there and put little toothpicks in there and put it in the window of the kitchen, and it would just go nuts.
Mine started anyway. I don't have green thumb.
Anyway,
But I do like to plant seeds. I do like to plant seeds in people. And some of what you heard tonight is and are seeds planted. I'm seeing a lot of people using their intuition for other people. Yeah, it's easy to see. Easy. Boom, 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 boom. But we are still not using it for ourselves first. But I don't know self-trust. I don't exactly. So the first thing you could do is bring peace. How do you do that? You take a breath. And as we head out, as it's coming to a close, let's share a breath. Come on. I mean, you guys are all over. Some of you are live. Some of you are watching this recorded. Share this. We definitely want to ask you to share.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and jingle that bell. You know I like my bells jingle. Ooh, ooh.
You have to jingle my bells. All right. So
I'd be happy to jingle your
jingle
bells.
my bells. All right. I want you guys, let's share breath, and then we're gonna head off into the sunset. So how do we do this? You just stop for a moment. Stop worrying. Stop those thoughts by grabbing yourself, catching attention, and breathing in. Let's breathe in through your nose. You don't do this, so you should do this. Hold it. Let your body absorb what's needed. Get out of your own way. And that's not being present. This is great modelship right here. Modelship. He's modeling.
I can't hold it that long, honey bun. I'm 53.
So when you want to be present in yourself, close your eyes, because that will disconnect you from the crazy outside of you. And it will connect you to the crazy inside. So let's close our eyes unless you're driving. Take a breath in. Now hold that. You would not be in this body if that breath was not there. So appreciate that in this moment. Open your mouth and dump the junk. Let it go. If you do that 3 times throughout the day, 3 times, you're meditating. You're meditating, and it isn't even a religious thing. Now imagine if everybody out there did that. They just took little breaths to anchor themselves, to think for themselves.
A little bit more peaceful.
Yes. So what's going to change this week with you and breathing?
I'm gonna breathe more.
Yes. It's so important. It's so important that we can only do it when we're in body.
You know, it's funny. We think that it's such a big deal, but we have to do it to keep going anyway.
We do.
And then at the end of our life, we're going, damn, I wish I could have breathed.
Happiness will be in all of the moments that take our breath away.
Okay, well, before we leave,
Yes.
I want to tell everybody in East Texas
Yes.
that if you want an in-person reading with the in-house psychic from the hotel,
You're talking low.
Jefferson
He becomes
Hotel.
very white sometimes.
All right. So anyway, if you want a reading at the Jefferson Hotel next Saturday,
Yes, just go to the website.
April Roane
You
will
can.
be there.
You're cute. Thank you. Thank you for being
Oh,
proud.
yes, very.
I'm grateful to hold space for spirit. I love doing this. I've seen more miracles in the last 13 years through my big mouth ever.
Well, I saw them at HHL. It was cool to watch people from the groups get some healing, and it was kind of cool watching it. So
I love working with groups because then people get to see this in real time.
yeah,
You know, God is present. Life is present. Love is real. And you are gold. I want to go eat something now.
yeah. Have a good week, everybody.
Thank you for coming to our show, and good night.
Woo, doggy! On to the next quest. Get out of here.
Spiritually Rogue Podcast. New world, new ways, new life. Sunday nights, 7 p.m. Central, spirituallyrogue.com.
Over now.
Get up now. Come on. Yeah.
Because this here's the wildest ride in the wilderness.